Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, curator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you all about what to do in Madrid, all the tips, the main tours, sites, what to see, what to do, where to shop. In short, there will be several cool tips, useful and not to be fooled. So guys, don't forget to enjoy the video, please give us a like if you like it, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, and that's it, buckle up. Well, Madrid is one of the biggest cities in Europe. It's a city that really surprised us. We like Barcelona the most. Barcelona has a charm, it's a different place. It has all the works of Gaudi, there's the beach. So we think Barcelona is an amazing place. We always had a great taste for Barcelona, so we didn't have many expectations for Madrid. But Madrid ended up surprising us. It's a very nice place. I like the diversity of everything. You have old things, you have buildings, historical constructions, festivals, modern things, shoppings, restaurants, plazas, you name it. It's a city that I think pleases everybody. It's difficult for some not to like or hate Madrid. It's a very diverse city and it caters to all tastes, and there's a lot to do. If you're planning, take a look at your itinerary, organize everything very well because people don't stay there for many days. Generally, people choose to stay 3 or 4 days in order to get to know the rest of Spain. Sometimes people stay even less, 1 or 2 days because of the flights, and this is a good tip. If you're going to Spain, to this side of Europe, research a lot because the flights to Madrid are usually the cheapest. There are many flight options. The airport there is huge. Sometimes it's easier and cheaper to find direct flights with good prices to Madrid and to Barcelona. So many people use Madrid as the beginning of the trip or the end of the itinerary as well, from the end of the itinerary to return to the country. So take a look because Madrid can be a good tip for you to get a cheap ticket on your trip. So take a look at that. And talking a little bit about the city is big, it's a very big city, but the good news is that the tourist center, which is where practically 90% of the tourist attractions are concentrated, is compact. It's a center that's not big, so if you stay in a nice place, you can do everything's close by. The subway network is sensational, it's one of the best in the world, so there are many subway stations and you can get around very easily. So the golden tip is stay well accommodated. Stay at the nice central area of Madrid. We have a video we made here about where to stay in Madrid. Take a look after we explain it clearly, region by region, but in short, try to stay as centrally as possible because you will be close to everything. I'll even leave this custom map that you see on the screen here below in the description of the video to make it easier for everyone, that we created in a site that's the largest hotel surgeon in the world. Of course you know it. We have already made this main region. If you stay within this delimited region, you will be in the best region possible. Try to stay as close to the center as possible, but of course hotels are more expensive the further downtown you are. Try to look around a little bit, but within this region you will have subways nearby, you will be close to all the sites. Your trip will be much easier for you to organize the sites you want to see. So to start our list of what to do in Madrid, let's start exactly in the center, which is the ground zero of Spain. It's not even Madrid, the city, it's the ground zero of Spain. It's in Madrid, in the plaza Puerta del Sol, or Puerta del Sol as they say there, which is the main square. It's the best known because it marks the 0 point of Spain. There are several highways that start counting from there. It has everything. It's a very nice square. It has the statue of the bear, which is a statue that symbolizes a very important milestone in the history of Spain. So it's nice to go there, see it, take a picture. This square is not so big, but it's a very nice square to visit. It has a shape like half of a circle, like a ball more or less, so that you can have it in your head. And it has some nice things. It has a lot of stores, restaurants, places to take pictures, historical buildings. So this is definitely the place to start your tour of Madrid. For those who are interested in the shopping tips, because Madrid is one of the best cities that we found for shopping, it has a lot of good stores, shoppings, the prices are good. So in this sunny door square, you will already find great stores. There's a very good H&M and Zara. They are big. We thought it was very nice. There is also El Corte Inglés, which is a huge department store which has all the famous brands. So it's already a place that has a lot of stores. You will see that all over Madrid. I think it was the city in Europe that we saw the most stores, so it's a very nice place to do some shopping. And then walking a few minutes from Puerta del Sol, you will arrive at the main square. It's also a very important square for the city of Madrid and for the whole of Spain. It has a very important meaning in the construction of Madrid. From its very beginning, it was the central point of the town. When it was still a village, it was not yet a city. It has survived several fires, so it has a special meaning for the Spanish people, and there we found a very beautiful square. It reminded us a lot of the squares in Italy because it's surrounded by buildings, those low buildings with few floors, so it gives a very nice feeling of Europe, and there are many restaurants and cafes around it. The price, of course, is the price of touristy places, so it will be a little more expensive than the others, but it's nice. Go there, have a coffee, lunch, if it's lunchtime, or dinner, have a wine, because it's a very nice region. And in its center there is a statue, if I'm not mistaken, of Felipe III. It was also a very important meaning for the city of Madrid. It's a statue of him on horseback, so a lot of people take pictures there too, so it's another well-known tourist spot. And there are many restaurants nearby. If you want a cheaper restaurant, go a little bit outside. There are many stores and there are many hotels. This area has many hotels. It's an excellent area. And walking a few minutes from the main square, you arrive at the Royal Palace, which is one of the most important places in Europe. It's the largest palace in Western Europe. It's gigantic. It's one of the residences of King Juan Carlos, who has several residences, but this one, he doesn't live there. And the good news is that they eventually left and made the palace for people to see, so you can go in there. Yes, it's very big. If I'm not mistaken, it has more than 100 rooms, and an absurd business. I don't know if it almost 2,000 rooms. It's very big. It's a gigantic business, but it has the area that they made for people to get to know it. The gardens, the exterior, the outside is already beautiful, which already saves you a little time to take pictures, to get to know it. If there's a shop nearby, it's nice to sit and watch the palace, but it's a very big, nice place that you must visit. And the tip, as in many other places we always recommend in Europe, is tourist attraction, the line to get into the palace, to buy the ticket. If you leave it there to buy it at a time, it's very long. We have seen really long lines. There are people who sometimes lose 40-50 minutes to buy a ticket. So for everything you're going to do in Madrid and in all of Europe, you should buy your tickets beforehand online. It's always a little bit cheaper, it's easier, you don't waste time in line, and you already guarantee availability because sometimes they run out. You already have everything ready to go. You don't have to worry about that at the time, so you buy everything beforehand because it's cheaper and easier. If you want, I'll leave it here below in the description of the video the websites that we use to buy all these tickets, tours all over the Europe, especially in Madrid and Spain, and that always worked out fine. It's a very good site, reliable. We never had any problems, and the prices are the best because we research the prices a lot and we like them a lot. So take a look later and see if they have all the tickets there or not. Just take a look and you will see. And a tip, around the palace, sometimes there are people that sometimes end up passing it and notice it. Try to go around it. It has several gardens. There are several beautiful places to visit around the palace. Don't just stand in front of it. Get to know its entire surroundings. It's way better. So, and people, quickly, if you have any questions about traveling, you can send them to us and we'll help you. If you prefer, add me on @PaiLorenzi. Send me a direct message with any doubt that I can help you with, and take the opportunity to follow us there. We are always traveling the world, trying to show travel tips in a very cool way, in the family routine with our little ones, which are a blast. And we are living in Orlando now. This study is in our new house in Orlando. We have been here for a few months now, so we are showing everything. Our life here in the United States, the amusement parks, Disney, shopping, clothes, food, in short, everything. Now there's another place that's very nice. We love parks, and when we go to Europe especially, we love to visit the parks to see that green, that mixture of architecture and nature. It's very nice. And in Madrid there is the Retiro Park, which is one of the biggest parks in Europe. It's very big, it's the greenest area in Madrid, so it's very nice, and it's not far away. It's right there in the center, but it's on the other side of the main square, but it's not far either. You can take the subway a few stations, it's very fast, or even walk. If you have the energy, you can walk. So spend a few hours there because it's very nice. It's a gigantic park that has a lot of things. It has museums, it has galleries, it has several areas, separate gardens. Save a few hours for you to explore them well. The tours we recommend, try the boat tour, it's very nice. They are small boats like the ones you see in the movies. People usually go there. There's a very beautiful lake, there's a monument in the background that has a horse too, a person on a horse that I don't remember who it is. Being very honest, I don't remember this one, but it's a very beautiful place. It reminds me a lot of the landscape, so try to do this tour because it's very nice and it's very touristy. There might be a line, you have to buy it on the spot, there's no way, but it's totally worth it. And another cool place that we remember, and that's in the park, is the Crystal Palace. Try to see it because it's a very beautiful place too, and it's worth passing by and taking some pictures because it's a very beautiful place and it's in the middle of the park. We have a lot of things. The park, I'm not going to extend here because there are a lot of things inside. Then you open the map and research what's inside because there are a lot of cool things to do. And there are many residents from Madrid, many people who live there, who do sports, run, lie down there, have picnics. So it's a park that's used a lot, both by residents and by tourists too. Oh, and people, an important tip, all the way through Madrid we use the cell phone a lot, so a tip that we give, in fact anywhere in the world we give these tips, only in Madrid it was very helpful. Use your cell phone, and to be able to use the internet from your cell phone in another country, you need to activate the international roaming of your cell phone, which is very expensive. In our opinion, it's not the best option. What everybody does, and what we always do, buy the international prepaid chip. It's a travel chip that you buy a certain plan, it's cheaper, easier, faster, and then you get there, activate the chip, and that's it. You can use your cell phone at will. The signal is good, the internet to see the addresses, the map, Waze, Google, information, restaurants, hours, posting on social networks, communicating. In short, the cell phone is essential for you to do all that we talk about here. If you want to take a look, the chip we use, I'll leave here in the video description along with all the other links that we always recommend that we make and organize our trips. This chip is very good. It works all over Spain, even in the islands. We went there to Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca. It works everywhere. It's very good. Their service is excellent, and now they have a digital chip. For some new cell phone models, you can find eSIM. You will see that on the site you have the option of the eSIM, which is even a little bit cheaper because you don't even get a plastic chip anymore. You install an electronic chip in your cell phone. For those who have these cell phone models, there is this option to buy totally online, but it's very nice. You can enter the chat room and they help you to see if your phone accepts this kind of technology. We really liked it because it's going to be better to go to Europe with a cell phone, especially to those trips where you walk a lot and explore. And since we're talking about the Retiro Park, for those who like museums, the three main museums in Madrid are very close to the park. They are right at the beginning of the park and they are very close to each other, which are the main one of all is the Prado Museum. It's the most famous. You will find that it's the most remarkable, it's giant. It's in a building from the 18th century and it has a lot of things. You will spend hours there. It's the main one that we recommend. If you're not going to visit more than one, focus on the Museum of the Metal, but close by there is the Reina Sofia Museum, which has a huge collection of contemporary art. It's very nice for those who like art. It's a very nice museum. We highly recommend it. And there's also another museum that even today I can't pronounce correctly. I don't know if it's the right one. It is the Tyson Bornemita. It's a museum that is part of the trio and it talks a little bit more about the art of the 20th century. So it's a little bit different, a little more modern, but there are three of them complement each other. For those who like art, take a whole day to visit all three. For those who don't, go to the Prado Museum museum, which is already great. It's a very big museum. It has a lot of things. To go to the museum, it's worth the tip of the tickets too. Buy the ticket in advance because the queues are big and sometimes the days are sold out. Sometimes you will have to wait for the next week or you won't even have a day. Another cool tourist spot in Madrid, but it's a very quick tour, it's the Porta de Alcatel. It was one of the main entrance gates to Madrid, just as there is the Brandenburg Gate there in Berlin. It has more or less the same meaning. It's a very beautiful building, very nice, and there are some little restaurants and cafes nearby, so it's a nice area to visit. You won't spend so much time there, but it's nice. Try to program it in the middle of your itinerary on a day when you're going to do something around there that it's worthwhile. Now a place that you're sure to pass several times in a way is the Gran Via. It's the main avenue in Madrid. It's huge. It goes from the Plaza de Alcalá to the Plaza de España, which is gigantic. The size of it is very big, but it's a very pleasant place to walk. It has many restaurants, little bars, and many stores. If you're shopping there, there are many stores of all kinds, brands, clothes, all those things that we look for when we travel there. There are many restaurants and hotels. It's another very nice region to stay in. It's a little bit busier. There are many things to see, to do. It's a little bit more agitated. It has a little more city life, so it's also a very nice place to include in your itinerary, but you will probably end up passing through it one way or another. You're going to go through there. And another tour that's more for those who like soccer, but even if you don't, it's worth it. It's the visit to the Santiago Bernabeau stadium, which is the stadium of Real Madrid, no less than Real Madrid. So you have to visit. The stadium is beautiful. You pay, you take a tour, you visit the trophy room, you visit the locker room, the bench, you take a complete tour of the space. Of course, if you're playing a game, try to watch a Real Madrid game. It's an incredible experience. But the stadium tour is very nice. Even if you're not a soccer fan, it's worth it. It's a little bit far away from downtown, but if you take the subway, there is a station. You get off right next to the station. It will be about 30 minutes by subway, but it's very nice. We think it's a worthwhile experience too. It's very good indeed. And the last tip, which is very cool, a little different from everything we have talked about so far, is the Temple of the God. We say it's the Temple of the God. Each one pronounces it in a different way. It's an Egyptian temple. That's right, there's an Egyptian temple in the middle of Madrid. It was a gift that Egypt ended up giving to the Spain as a form of recognition from all the history that they had together. It's cool because it's an open temple. It's one of the only ones, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's the only one or one of the only ones, an open air Egyptian temple, so it's beautiful. The landscape is beautiful. Try to go there in the early morning or late afternoon when the sun is still low. It's more beautiful. It's kind of yellow, very Egyptian, but also avoid a strong sun, because if you go during the day as it's open, the sun in Spain, especially in June, July, August, is heavy. So try to go at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day that's more empty and the sun's good. And here in the description of the video, I'll leave all the links organized for you to look around to see everything properly, because there's also a travel insurance comparator. Travel insurance is mandatory to go anywhere in Europe, so don't fail, for God's sake, to take one. It's very cheap. You have to have a travel insurance of at least 30,000 euros of medical assistance. That's cheap. Don't worry, insurance with this kind of coverage is cheap, and the cheapest way of all that we found until today is using the price comparator that I'll leave in the description. It's an incredible site that compares the price in all insurance companies in the world. It has incredible prices, cheaper than these insurance companies themselves. Use the comparator, we always do with them. It's always a guarantee of the lowest price, and it's fast. In 5 minutes you do it, print your policy, and that's it. Take it with you so you don't have any problems at the entrance of Spain. And I'll also leave the train comparator. They compare all train tickets for all parts of Europe. We use it trains a lot in Europe because it's good, it's fast, it's beautiful. It's nice to travel by train there, so check it out. There are parts where the train is sometimes much cheaper than the plane. There's an airline ticket comparator that we use that compares them all. There is a site that sells all the tickets for all the tours, museums, everything that we mentioned it in the video. Anyway, I'll leave a list here. It's practically a guide. Save this video, use the description. It has a step-by-step guide for you to set up your whole trip with the best prices and the best services that we always use in our trips every single time. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give us a like and subscribe to our channel because it really helps us. And be sure to watch the other videos. There is where to stay in Madrid, what to do in Barcelona. There are all the tips from Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, which are amazing and beautiful islands in Spain. In short, there are a lot of nice things. I'll leave it here on the side, the playlist that has all the videos from Spain for you to watch. So thank you very much, guys, and have nice trips.